Here we go. All right. Here we go. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Thanks be to God. That's it. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Thanks be to God. Thanks be to God. Hallelujah. Thanks be to God. Hallelujah. Thanks be to God. Hallelujah. Thanks be to God. Very nice. Good to see that high stretching. Here we go. Let's try it a little faster. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Thanks be to God. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Thanks be to God. Thanks be to God. Hallelujah. Thanks be to God. Hallelujah. Thanks be to God. Hallelujah. Thanks be to God. All right. Can we go a little faster, do you think?
Sure, I think so.
All right, here we go. Hallelujah, 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 thanks be to God. Hallelujah, 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 thanks be to God. Thanks be to God, hallelujah, thanks be to God, hallelujah, thanks be to God, hallelujah, thanks be to God. All right, I'm feeling crazy today. Hallelujah, 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 thanks be to God. Hallelujah, 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 thanks be to God. Thanks be to God. Hallelujah, thanks be to God. Hallelujah, thanks be to God. Hallelujah, thanks be to God. Woo! Yeah! Where are we, in Texas? Come on. All right.
Well, dear friends, in the Christian tradition, we, as you said already, Liska, we celebrate the Feast of All Saints today. And saints are people who have consciously lived their lives with God and followed Jesus. We usually think of the really big ones: Mary, Joseph, the apostles, the prophets of the Old Testament, Martin, Hildegard, Mother Teresa, and many more. Women and men at all times and from all continents who have lived out their lives in the Spirit of God. And many of them have their own feast day during the year. But All Saints is more about the little saints, those who don't have an altar and no proper feast day. People from our immediate vicinity or family. People who lived with us and who touched us, who influenced us to the better, for the better. They taught us patience, joy, compassion, strength, courage, wisdom, or just to keep our mouths shut for a while. People who lured our talents and gifts out of us, who were not afraid of the dark and the shadows that cloud our lives, and who carried them with us. I guess we all have these personal saints, as Daybreak has the community saints. 25 years ago, I met some of my personal saints at the greenhouse. At the heart of the community of saints in the greenhouse, there were 5 core members who really changed my life. Janice Burns, Bill Van Buren, Carol Gregg, David Herman, and Peter Porter. There were also some other saints surrounding them: Lydia Bendusi, Carl Macmillan, Jeff Neal from Northern Ireland, and Felicity Rose from Tasmania. And there were more: Joe Child, Kathy Kelly, Rob Ans as regular customers, and countless guests and friends over time. The common sacred place was not the living room, not the fireplace, not the dayspring or the TV room, not even the kitchen, maybe for Carl. Or the most sacred place at the greenhouse was the table. And the greenhouse table actually consisted, and I think still consists, of 2 tables which were put together, and the chairs, those which were already always around them, and those which were added when guests came. And on top, 2 tablecloths, 2 candles, and flowers now and then. At the table, life was shared. Everyday life with its ups and downs, ordinary stories from work or a shopping run, from a doctor's visit or a phone call. Birthdays were celebrated, and grief was shared. Prayers were offered on good and difficult situations. There was laughter and mockery, jokes and hot discussions, and there was silence. Above all, the most important for us was what you do at a table. We ate and drank. Fine food and exquisite wines, at least when Carl was cooking. Such festive meals of biblical proportions were exceptional. Usually it was what the assistants from different countries could offer. When I came to Daybreak, I could only cook for a maximum of 4 to 6 people. 10 to 15 pushed me to my limits and beyond. And after cooking for such a large group, I was knocked out and could not really enjoy the meal anymore. All the greenhouse core saints of 1997 are in heaven now. David was the last one, who died a few weeks ago. And I just remember, and it really touches my heart, that was the last time I was able to join you on a Zoom worship service. I have looked at photos from that time. Many friends and guests have already died. And they must be already sitting at the heavenly greenhouse table with Bill and Dave and Burns and Pete and Carol Gregg. For me, the heavenly table has become a wonderful prospect of heaven. It takes away the fear and it warms my heart. Sitting around a table with all the little saints and their friends, with good food and a cheerful atmosphere, love and friendship and caring for each other. Thanksgiving without end. Heaven. But then the questions arise. Who goes shopping? And who cooks and decorates for the many? Who drags the tables and chairs back and forth? Who blends the food and who puts it on? Who is vacuuming? Who does the washing and the cleaning up? Open the door to get some air. Who washes and irons the tablecloths? And you will be surprised. The answer to these questions is in the New Testament, in the Gospel of Luke. There are many stories of the heavenly feast. Some are encouraging. The guests invited are the poor, the lame, the blind, the little ones. And they get the best seats. But some of these stories are also scary. If you miss the invitation or come too late, or if you don't wear the right dress, you end up in very uncomfortable situations and places. There's a very small sentence from Jesus that we could easily miss because it is so short and Jesus says it so casually. It is in the parable about the call for vigilance of the servants. Jesus says he himself is the one who serves those who are sitting at the table. Jesus himself takes care of his own, the servants and the maidens who have taken care of others all their lives. And we did care about each other around the greenhouse table. What wonderful prophets. We are Jesus' guests in heaven. And Jesus entertains the communion of his saints around the table. We don't know when Jesus wants to meet us in person, to the third or the fourth night watch. Let's be ready. Around the greenhouse table, we have got a good formation to be saints. Happy All Saints.
I have a light, and it always shines. It shines in the day, and it shines in the night. And when the dark day comes and the sun isn't bright, while I will be shining, 'cause I have a light. I have a light. it all.